girl Sande, and I'm back as promised to do this motherfucking recap of Love and Hip Hop. And y'all know I missed last episode, so I had to make it up to y'all and do the newest episode. If you have not seen my latest and newest Real Housewives of Atlanta recap, I done did that shit too, and I'm on time for that shit. That's episode 4, okay? And I will link it down below or use an annotation all up and through here, all up in your computer screen, and y'all can check that out after y'all watch this shit right here. Yes, your girl's in the same damn sweatshirt she done wore to do the recap because I shot them both obviously on the same day. However, it's totally different content, so make sure y'all check that out down below. Okay, time to get started with this buffoonery that is Love and Hip Hop. First up, we got Yandy and Tara, and they're over at the gym getting their little stretcher yoga pose on or whatever the fuck. And Tara's talking about how things have been since, you know, the whole thing broke out with, you know, Mrs. Panky, you know, having shown her driver's license that she done got married and shit. And talked about how she done ripped up his clothes and, you know, fucked up his instruments or whatever the fuck out of anger, and how he came over and did all this other shit. And Yandy's talking about how she's really torn between trying to, you know, sign amino acid or not, because at this point, you know, you done broke up a happy home. Okay, now you cool, you know, you fucking are married to fucking with the man of my friends, and now it's, you know, a conflict of interest. And she explained to her, you know, of course, money's money on a normal occasion, but for right now, she's like, look, I ain't trying to sign Amina, and I'm gonna talk to old dude Richie Rich and let him know that that shit ain't gonna go down. So I'm curious to see what y'all think about that. If you were in Yandy's position, now I don't know that Yandy and Tara are that close. I don't know if they tight like Netwood or whatever, but I mean, I know they cool with each other, but are they cool for the show or whatever the fuck? Anyway, let me know what y'all think about that down below. If you think that she should just look at it like, okay, that's business and that's between them motherfuckers, or do you think that she should be, you know, like, hey, I ain't gonna sign the bitch because she's fucking with your family? Personally, if it were me, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, on some real shit, I mean, it's messy than a motherfucker, because real shit, when I first heard amino acid sing, before I knew the cray-cray that was finna go on, I was like, this bitch can actually sing. Like, she's got a very soothing voice. She might have a shot at getting a little something together. Shit, hell, if K. Michelle got another motherfucking 800th chance and she's doing Love and Hip Hop, why can't amino acid do that shit too, right? But then when we got further into the storyline and the bitch ended up being married to Peter and she was all kinds of extra messy, I was like, see, from a business perspective, okay, if you want to get her some appearances and shit and make some commission off appearances and shit, you could probably do that type of shit. But from a recording label's perspective, okay, she can sing, but the only motherfucking thing that anybody's gonna be interested in when they're trying to interview her or get her sat down to talk about whatever the fuck music-wise is gonna be the bullshit going on with Mr. Peter Panko. So it's just, it's not a good business decision unless you're trying to book her for some appearances or some gossip columns or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So we move on to Mr. Saigon or whatever the fuck his name is. I'm not used to him being in the plot line. He's new as fuck. So Saigon and Erica, the newbie chick that, you know, baby mama, whatever. So they go to some, I don't know, painting thing or whatever, and, you know, they're trying to get their little romance on or whatever. He's trying to rekindle some shit, and he claims he's trying to get to know the bitch, you know, now, you know, trying to get to know her on another level. I have 3 questions for this motherfucker, though. 1, why are you inside the motherfucking building wearing some damn shades? It's dark as fuck in that motherfucker. It was nighttime. Why the fuck are you wearing sunglasses? 2, why when you walk in that motherfucker, you call yourself Saigon? You can't call your motherfucking ass Brian? Your name is Brian. That ain't your real name. That's your stage name, boo-boo. 3, you trying to get to know this motherfucker, but I'm trying to figure it out is y'all didn't know each other at all when y'all were, you know, doing the dang thing, you know, when you were sticking the dicky up in the ass or whatever the fuck. Y'all didn't know much about each other back then, but you decided to have a kid with the motherfucker. I don't get what you need to get to know. We got Amina and Peter, and Amina's getting her saying on. Peter comes in, I guess, you know, it's supposed to be after he done went over to Tara's house, after she saw some Instagram photos and video or whatever the fuck, and she done toe up his shoes and instruments and clothes, and he talking to Amina like, bitch, I need you to stop posting Instagram videos and photo and shit, because you're making it hard for me when I go over to see Tara and see the kids and shit, that, you know, I'm getting shit toe up, I don't have no clothes to wear or whatever. But the thing about him is, and what's so fucked up about the situation is, he's sitting here talking about in his little confessional that his ass is gonna tell these bitches whatever the fuck he gonna tell them, because love is love and he loves the both of them. So fuck it, I'm gonna let them know whatever I want to tell them so that I can keep the both of them in my life, which is some fucking bullshit. Amina's falling for that bullshit, talking about some, okay, just for you. But then Amina's talking about some, well, we need to make things happen because, you know, if you can't as a manager make things happen for me, then I'm gonna have to find me another manager, and I don't want to have to fire my husband. And he's all like, no, that's not gonna happen. We can't do that. I mean, we got some things, we got some record labels and shit that are interested in you. And I'm sitting here like, bitch, you just toe up all kinds of shit, showing old girl the damn driver's license, letting her ass know that your ass is married and shit. Old dude don't have no kind of place to stay, which I hope he's staying with your motherfucking ass. And you talking about managing and shit, that you ready to make some motherfucking moves. This bitch must be motherfucking delusional. This motherfucker got like 8 kids with Tara, and she thinks everything's gonna go back to normal and shit now. Nah, bitch. Peter Guns and Rich Dollars meet up to play some hoops or whatever, to play horseshoe or whatever the fuck. And they talking, and Peter's talking about how stressed he is and shit because, you know, Tara's gone crazy and Amina is giving him shit. And he's like, look, I gotta start to make moves with this Amina chick. And Rich is like, hey man, we got you, dog. We got you. I mean, it's messy as fuck, but we got you, you know. I fuck with Amina. You know, she's talented. It's all about the money. It's business or whatever. So they done shook on the shit. And now, you know, we move on because, you know, we gonna find out if they really do sign a bitch later. Miss Sin Santana, Erica Mena's girlfriend, and what's her name? Naya, okay, the new bitch. You know the one who's stacked for damn days. These two motherfuckers get together. Naya's talking about how she done tried to do a record with whatever her name is, Erica Mena, and how they done fell out or whatever. And my thing is this, when I first saw this scene, I was like, damn bitch, they gave Miss Sin or whatever her damn name is a damn storyline. Okay, I see you want to come up on the show, boo-boo. But anyway, first thing Naya gonna ask her is, when you cross over to the other side, you know, when did you like the women's? She gonna go on and talk about how Erica Mena was her first shit. But let me not, you know, skip this part, because when the bitch sat down, when Sin sat down, Naya looked at her like a piece of motherfucking meat, like she wanted to tap that ass too. Don't get it twisted. I saw you, boo-boo. I saw you. So Sin's trying to convince Naya, you know, to give it another shot, you know, give it another go. Just try to talk to Erica again, you know, because you have a tendency to blow up. And maybe they might be able to work something out and squash some shit so they can finally do a record together. But my thing is this. Why the fuck is Naya even bothering trying to do any kind of record whatsoever motherfucking ever with Erica Mena? She's already doing big collabs with other motherfuckers, so why go down? You just downgrade your shit by fucking with Erica. But whatever, we gonna see what happens. So Peter Guns was doing a little DJing, and Rich Dollars and Yandy get together, and I guess, you know, Rich has got one thing going, thinking he gonna sign Amina Acid or whatever, and Yandy's like, motherfucker, we ain't gonna sign not Nam Amina, not Nam Acid to our motherfucking label. I ain't gonna be subscribed to no messy records or whatever. So they get to talking, and Rich is like, yeah, I can't really blame her. You could tell he was hesitant about doing it from the beginning. Obviously, him and Peter go back or whatever. They've done business together, and obviously, you know, from last season, you know, Peter kind of, you know, gave him a little bit of leeway with the whole Erica Mena situation, except that shit was nowhere near as messy as this bullshit right here. So Peter walks up after he did his little DJ thing, walking up with the slow bop, okay? Yandy proceeds to let him know, look, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with this shit. It's messy as fuck. Y'all both some creeps, and y'all can have each other. And of course, Peter's like, look, he done made me a promise. And you know, even in his little confessional, he's like, this motherfucker made me a promise. And we go back like spinal cords and car seats. So this motherfucker and I are just gonna have to make this work between me and Richie. And you know, Yandy just may not have to, you know, have anything to do with the shit. So she walked away clean as a whistle, which I don't fucking blame her, because from a business perspective, not gonna lie, that shit is messy as fuck. I mean, there's marriage involved, like marital certificates involved in this shit. Yandy leaves, okay, and now it's just Rich Dollars and Peter. And Peter's obviously trying to convince him, like, hey man, like, you know, we already talked about this. It's we in, let's get it done, you know. I know Yandy ain't comfortable or whatever, but we can do this shit. And you can totally tell on Rich's face that his ass really didn't want to have nothing to do with it. But like I said, because of history, his ass is like, okay, I'm obligated, but this is gonna be messy as fuck. And of course, Peter's trying to, you know, be like, hey man, it ain't gonna be messy for real, because the only person who's gotta deal with this shit is me. You know, I mean, when I go home with Tara, I gotta, you know, fight with Tara. And when I go home with Amina, I gotta, you know, fight with Amina. My thing is this, nigga, where the fuck do you go to your own motherfucking house? When do you go home to your place? You got a motherfucking crib? I know you you lived at Tara's house and then you go over to Amina's house? What I'm trying to figure out is, motherfucker, why don't you have a house? Get you a crib so you can go home and fight with your damn self in your own shit that you pay for your own self. So Saigon and Peter meet up. They're at the bar and they playing pool and shit. And Saigon is talking to Peter, of all fucking people that he could possibly talk to. He's talking to Peter Guns about his problems with his son, okay? Now, I don't know what the fuck Saigon's problem is. I feel like he just came on the motherfucking show to have a storyline and to make a couple dollars. For real, for real. Because now you are trying to go from wanting to try to make a relationship with the baby mama you done had a child with, and keep in mind, the motherfucker also had a child with some other motherfucker at the same exact time. So you went from, whining and dining the bitch to now wanting to talk about her parenting skills and saying that you done Googled, not went to a therapist, not took your son to a therapist, not, heard from the teachers or from, anybody higher up in his school system that something's going on with his development, maybe someone at the daycare or whatever the fuck or whatever. This motherfucker gonna say he Googled some shit on how a 2-year-old's supposed to act, and he feels like that his child should be speaking at least 35 words, and all he does is say a couple words here and there, and he barely says some words, so he's worried about old girl's parenting skills. He's talking to Peter saying that he's just worried about it like the nigga don't sleep at night. That's what he gonna say, that he don't sleep at night because his son, he doesn't feel is developing like his other child, his girl, is developing at age 2. This motherfucker just Googled some shit. Now you able to diagnose your 2-year-old son? Nigga bye. We got Yandy, Amir, her son that is, and Mendices, that whole situation. I feel bad for the girl because the whole thing, but Mendices is in jail right now, and it sounds and looks as though he's gonna be in jail for a minute and a half. So she had to celebrate, Amir's birthday, his first birthday, solo dolo, and she's dealing with the drama with that. She done talked to Mendices on the phone, and he's told her to go to the lawyer and try to get more information if she can, etc., because she feels like she's not really being told since they're not married. She feels like the lawyer is not really being forthcoming with the information she needs to know so that she can figure out what's going on with Mendices, because she feels like she's in the dark. So Mendices tells her, Mendici, I think is his name, Mendices S, I don't know. He tells her, go to the lawyer and try to see if you can find out some more information, which, let's just go ahead and say this now, did not fucking work, because it sounds as though, just based on what she was saying, that Mendici really did, it's probably telling the lawyer, really don't tell her everything so she doesn't get herself worried or whatever, and plus they're not married, and there's attorney-client privileges, so I'm sure that's part of it as well. But either way, right now she's still in the dark, but there's supposed to be some kind of bail hearing coming up. This motherfucking Saigon is gonna go ahead and have a confrontation with Erica Jean. This is his baby mama. They're gonna sit down, he gonna say, I'm, really questioning your parenting skills because I done looked up some shit on Google and I feel like my 2-year-old son should be more developed than where he at right now. The way he kind of went off and started off about it, I mean, he didn't even really, I don't know, the transition to letting her know what the fuck was going on and why the fuck they sat down or whatever together and that he wanted to talk to her. Like, I felt like she was completely left in the dark. I mean, the shit was cool at first and then they had to sit down and all of a sudden he's like, I'm questioning you. I'm questioning you. I'm like, motherfucker, get your fucking finger out of my motherfucking face. Let him do that shit to me. His shit would have been clocked in his motherfucking skull on some bullshit. You Googled some shit and now you gonna give your son a diagnosis. I'm just saying. So now he gonna go from 0 to 180, okay? And now he's talking about all the little child does is die and ga, and he should be saying a lot more words than what the fuck the child is saying. That his 2-year-old child has developed more and faster than, his son at this point at 2 years old. And my shit is like this. Every child develops as they develop. They're not gonna develop the exact same, but Google, motherfucker, at the very least do some real research and take your child to a therapist or a professional if you truly feel like there's an issue. And when you do fucking go talk to your baby's mother, at least come to her with some kind of respect, a little bit of respect, considering she is your baby's mother and she is the person that is also, in addition to you, taking care of your child. So at the very least, try to ease her into the process and say, let's go ahead and take her to a therapist, or take him to a professional to make sure that he's not having any issues. But instead, this motherfucker gonna be like,
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about your parenting skills. You don't take care of the child. You never watching the child when he's around.
I'm like, damn. And then on top of that, She gonna try to leave and the motherfucker's gonna try to follow her, which is some bitch ass, punk ass shit. Then this motherfucker gonna follow her. She tries to go to the car. She's like, leave me alone. This motherfucker gonna open the car door again, calling her all kinds of ratchet, hood rats, hoes, and all kinds of shit. Again, your baby's mother. And you're gonna sit there and call her all kinds of names. She gonna try to come out trying to get the fuck away from you. Your ass grabs the purse, throws it across the damn lot. Like, is it necessary? I mean, for real, on some real shit, you could have just walked away and then you gonna get, pulled aside by whoever, the producer, whatever, the people, bodyguards, whoever the fuck was working for the show. They gonna pull you aside and you gonna act like you trying to do some shit, doing all this while they trying to hold you back. Nigga, look, you need to chill the fuck out with your stupid shit. That's some dumb ass shit. This shit right here is some stupid ass, buffoonery ass type shit. He's a punk ass bitch for that shit. So Peter Guns is trying to beg Tara to take his ass back. Now I don't know what the fuck he expects Tara to act like and be like. And if Tara does take his ass back, she's a dumbass for that shit. Because you already know the motherfucker's married than a motherfucker. But that's okay. He caught her while she was on her way to work. And they had some kind of confrontation. And, she's all upset because, he's trying to get her to come back home. He talking about, I love you. And what do you want me to do? I just want to save my family. Nigga, you should have thought of that shit when your ass got married, motherfucker. Erica Mena meets with Sin. And, of course, Erica Mena's a little worried because she don't know how to really break it to Sin. That she's working with dolls again. And of course, Sin's trying to break it to her that she needs to talk to Naya about trying to get together on a track or whatever. So they kind of, do their little talk, do the little smoochy smooch, and they determine that, Erica's like, bet I'll go ahead and talk to Naya, try to see if I can, work some shit out as long as you say, give me a chance to work with Rich Dallas and see how that shit works out. Just follow me or whatever the fuck. Woo woo wop wop. So Naya and Erica Mena, they get together and shit. Now, I don't know where the fuck that shit started because there was no way on God's green earth. The minute Erica walked in, you could tell she had an attitude. The minute the bitch sat down, you could tell Naya had an attitude. Like, that shit was going nowhere with the quickness. And then Naya's ass is gonna ask her for the damn Birkin bag, schmirkin, firkin, Birkin, working bag the bitch had on at that very moment. Because that shit wasn't real for shit. And she gonna ask her, hey, let me see that. I was like, I wish somebody would take my bag. I wish I would have handed her my schmirkin, firkin, jerkin, whatever the fuck bag that was. I wouldn't have handed her a motherfucking thing. Talking about some, that's kind of suspect. Okay, bitch, you know what your suspect ass needs to do? Go ahead and continue to make them motherfucking dollars and get off my shit. Next thing you know, Erica Mena throws a bunch of dollars up in the air and walks out that motherfucker. Y'all know that shit wasn't gonna work out between the two of them bitches. Like, they walked in with stank attitudes. Both of them had attitudes from the jump. So that shit wasn't gonna work out from the begin. But yeah, y'all, we gonna see what happens with the rest of this damn show, okay? Y'all already know the next episode we gonna make sure to recap. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you check out the Real Housewives of Atlanta episode 4 recap, the new one that just came out. That link will be down below, or you'll see an annotation somewhere on this video as well. So make sure to check that out if you want a few laughs. Like I said, I'm rocking this shit right here, but it's a totally different video, so check that shit out. And yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna do more of this recapping and have some more fun. So as always, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/SocialiteSandy. Hit me up on Facebook or my Pinterest. Both those links are down below. Hit me up on my blog, TheSocialiteLife.blogspot.com, and hit me up on Instagram at SocialiteSandy. And I apologize, my voice is fucked up. I'm sick as a dog again. The hubby got me sick. So y'all already know what to do. As always, I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye. But what I'm trying to figure out is why the fuck everybody's on Kenya's motherfucking ass trying to ask her what the fuck went down when I feel like a pop...